The following is a presentation of the Belly Up Sports Media Network.
Ladies and gentlemen, it's time. It's Thursday. It's Korner Booth pregame.
You ready? No debate, cause it's off. I'm too official, got the drip, I got the sauce. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, yeah. Still standing and defiant. Slay the competition, cause I'm walking like a giant. Bring the proof when it's time to tell the truth. I'll be at the corner booth, find me in the corner booth, corner booth.
I see myself. Kate, I feel like I have not officially said this. I've tiptoed around it. Kate, will you marry me?
Do I have to answer now? Or
No, you have time. You can think about it. You can think about a way to say no without hurting my feelings if you want.
Oh my
lovely.
God.
I'll send you a letter.
Just don't even.
Alright, cool. Thank you. Shit. I'll send you my address later so you can send it to my house.
Yeah, I'm never giving you my address. I don't want you getting that close.
Oh, I know.
Gotta love that intro. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back into the Korner pregame. I'm your host, Jared Clem. Interesting cast of characters today. Mason is out. He is on his last vacation day until the end of the season, most likely, unless something comes up for school or jobs or whatever. But joining me off the rip, my dynamic duo partner, my partner in crime, the TikTok Viking, and the only and probably one of the longest friendships I've had going, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Matt Rodazzle.
Oh, funny story today. I caught a guy being blind. I swear on anything. I didn't confront him about it. I'm 99.5% sure that this man was not blind.
German Shepherd or something?
Nah, he had his he had a cane and everything, but he came down the steps of the platform. He made eye contact with me and gave me a little nod. I'm like, oh, that dude just acknowledged me. And then he walked around using it, and then he was stepping onto the train. He didn't use it, walked right up to the door, stopped, let the guy in front of him go, and then proceeded to go in. I'm like, this man can see. This is an act. I was like, I don't know what his goal is, but I was like, this man is definitely fake blind. He's in it for the disability check.
I love it. One of my favorite things about, I just love observing people in public. One of the best things you can do is go to a bar and just chill there with your buddy. Like, have no intention of, like, if you're single like me, trying to meet some nice gal, or, you know, just sit there, crack a beer, sit with your buddy, and just observe people. Don't judge, just observe. To quote the great Ted Lasso, be curious, not judgmental. It's also him quoting, I think it's a famous author. Walt Whitman. That's who he's quoting. But he's right. Honestly, the best entertainment you could ever have is bar watching or just observing people. Like when I'm on jury duty or I'm at the train station having music on, just observe people. Also, because if something goes crazy, you're the first one to know about it.
Oh, people watching is definitely underrated. I remember whenever I would go to the Milford Mall when they had the island kind of like seat set up at the Target, when they actually would let you sit down and eat there. It was a doozy of a time to watch everybody walk in the back entrance and just see the characters coming in and what the kids would be doing and everything. It is something that is underrated and can definitely buy you an hour or so of your time.
It's so funny because it's like, I'm generally a guy who likes to be close to center of the party, mingling, having fun, getting some attention thrown at him. But there's some parts of me who kind of enjoy, like, disappearing into the crowd a little bit. It's kind of like a fun little joke for me, just disappearing, kind of just being one of the crowd and just observing everybody. And I'm not gonna lie, going to a mall, I can't. I haven't been. Holy shit! I haven't been to a mall since COVID.
You're not missing anything.
2020, I went and got a suit.
You're not missing anything. I can't stand the mall. I used to. I don't know what it was. I used to love going there when we were in high school. That was
just by you too. That's what's crazy.
it was the place to be when you're in high school. Back in our generation, it was actually cool to be seen there. Yeah,
College wasn't bad. Go to that B-Dubs right there. Didn't mean you go on a double date in one of those?
We went. Was it? It was with the burger joint. What was it called?
Tuesdays.
Ruby Tuesdays, or was this Red Robin?
Red Robin.
That was what it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hated that place because we'd always get the unlimited fries and never wanted to reload them.
Right. All right. Speaking of people watching, we sat back. We watched the MLB, the MLB trade deadline, and I mean, interesting results for some teams. The Texas Rangers basically played Mr. Monopoly, just buying places, chucking dollars around. And then you have, some teams that just feel like, yeah, I think your Yankees can relate to that.
So I was happy and content with either selling or buying. We're three at the time. I'm not sure what it is now. It might be like 3.5 games. But at the time, we were 3 games out of the wild card. This isn't a championship team, but it's not impossible to make up a 3-game deficit of a wild card within 2 months left of the season. The only issue is that you need to get better to do that. And trading for a reliever that has a 3.96 ERA is not improving your team. I firmly believe that this team is not going to sign Gleyber Torres at the end of the season. I don't understand why he was not traded. Apparently his asking price was too high for Miami, which classic Cashman to hold on to guys because he doesn't want to give them up. We did not get rid of Andujar when we probably should have because Gio Urshela took his place. We didn't get rid of Clint Frazier when we had plenty of deals in place to get some quality guys, and Clint Frazier was the centerpiece of it all, and he wouldn't do it. And now he's holding on to guys like Gleyber that we aren't going to bring back next year. I would have cleared house, would have seen if Stanton would have relinquished his no trade. I would have looked at Bader. Bader's hurt, so you probably can't trade him. I would have looked at getting rid of Rizzo. I would have gotten rid of Gleyber, Clay Holmes. I would have sold this team except for Cole and Judge and just racked up on the prospects because we don't have a farm. We have prospects, but we don't use them. What did we do with Andujar? What did we do with Clint Frazier? What about Estevan Florio that we've heard for so long? J.P. Sears, Justice Sheffield, Davey Garcia. We just get rid of them all at the end of the day. And Volpe is who we're holding on to with all these hopes that he's going to be a superstar. Right now, the guy's batting barely over, I think, 200, which I love the kid, but this is a major loss at the deadline. And I heard a rumor that Cashman was told by Steinbrenner not to sell certain guys, and I don't understand. This guy has not done anything since 2009.
It's like he is resting on his 2009 merits. It's the wildest thing to me. If I'm the Yankees, I call up a team like Arizona, hey, I heard you need a third. This is totally not even biased because it's my team, because they need a third baseman. They have a shit ton of prospects, a lot of which your team could use. I'd be like, hey, you want Gleyber? All right, cool. Throw us one of your outfielders and one of your pitchers. There it is. You're good. Give us Brandon Papp and freaking one of your guys in your farm system, like Ryan Blitz, we end up giving to Seattle, dude. Mike Hazen would have been, or not Mike Hazen. I can't remember who the Diamondbacks GM is anymore. Diamondbacks management would have been like, yes, please. They would have been able to solve this whole who's gonna hit while Longo's on the DL, and it's. I don't know. I look at teams we always used to shit on the Dodgers because the Dodgers used to pay for everybody. They were reserved this year. Texas was that team. Mm-hmm. Houston went out and got Verlander. The Mets sold. They got rid of Fott. They got rid of Pham. They got rid of Verlander. They got rid of Scherzer.
Mark Canha and David Robertson.
Yeah, they sold off a lot of their pieces. Yeah. They kept their core guys, but
I think the Mets won at the deadline because they were 6 games out. You can argue that they gave up a little too soon, but they racked up that farm with so many prospects, and particularly they got a good prospect from Mark Canha, which was absurd. They got good quality prospects for Scherzer. They got Houston's number 1 and number 4 prospect for Justin Verlander, who they signed away from them in the free agency last season. So they gave the guy back, and they took 2 of their top 4 prospects. So the Mets absolutely, in my mind, won that trade. They got Luis Angel, Acuna, his younger brother. And I think this team by 2025 is going to be pretty dangerous if all these prospects are pan out and they get to the major league level. So I think the Mets won at the deadline. And the Rangers obviously won, but Houston might have done just enough with that one move to just kind of get them over the hump.
And they're also getting all their guys back. Like that, if Mace was here right now, he'd be hollering from the rooftops, we got all our guys back. And I'm like, yeah. Texas and Houston, and then it's 50 feet of shit, and it's everything else in the AL. Mm-hmm. The NL, it's anybody's game. Like, you have teams in the wild card that can win that are not even the wild card who can still win the World Series. Yeah. It's how it is. Everyone's like, oh, the Dodgers back on top of the NL West. Like, San Fran and Arizona need one good week, and they'll catch them. Mm-hmm. Same thing out in the East with, the Braves are running away, but the Phillies are getting better. The Marlins are playing out of their freaking minds. So, it's a weird year for baseball. I kind of enjoy it, though. Honestly, Diamondbacks have lost 2 straight games since the deadline. With really, it's not even their pitching. Their pitching's been insane. They just can't hit shit. Like, they might as well have been out there with tennis rackets today. But that's just my team. I mean, look, you look at I think the Rangers are obviously the biggest winners here. They went and solidified everything. Yeah. Phillies getting Michael Lorenzen, getting another pitcher for that staff, because last year, what was the biggest problem? They didn't have a number 3, and it killed them in the World Series. So, Braves got a reliever.
Baltimore got Jack Flaherty, which is just a nice middle of the rotation. Perfect for them.
It's it's so funny. I said it's either the Ranger. I always said Texas baseball winning the AL, and you forget about Tampa and Baltimore. Honestly, I don't know. This is such a weird setup for a year for baseball, and I don't understand how to quantify it. Honestly, I wish we could get our old boy Steve Peralt from the good old days back on, because he would be he'd definitely be about this right now, even though his Red Sox are absolute ass. Kevin, you're right. Baseball's fun. I literally just caught about 3 innings in the Diamondbacks game before I took off.
You know what else is? You know what makes this fun? What makes baseball fun? Even though I'm a Yankees fan and they're in last place and everything, but it's like you got teams like the Diamondbacks, like Texas Rangers, like Baltimore, teams like even Pittsburgh Pirates at the beginning of the year, but just teams that are usually
Reds.
The Reds too, yeah. The Reds are doing amazing. They brought Doug Cruz up.
Thing on Craft Brew Sports for months. They were trying to bet against his own team.
But you got all these teams that are normally bottom of the barrel teams that are actually stepping up and are just either in first place in their divisions or just making a strong run at the postseason. And then you got the teams that usually are really good that aren't. Like the Astros aren't in first place, the Yankees are in last place, the Mets aren't doing well. The White Sox aren't looking good, Cardinals aren't looking good.
Chicago.
So
joining us from somewhere in the Windy City, the host of the Barstool New Orleans account, Barstool Cleveland, and one of the funniest parts, and I just one of my very good friends in the media industry. Ladies and gentlemen, this handsome gentleman is an Alabama alum, a Florida sports fan, and for some fucking reason, a Saints fan. Ladies and gentlemen, Stoolie extraordinaire, Krew Oxenreiter.
What's good, guys? How's it going?
What do you got? Your inner Kevin going with those fucking shades?
Kevin can pull these off.
Oh, no. We'll save that comment for later. And you know what's so funny? You must have brought our other guests with you. Ladies and gentlemen, joining us now, our resident virgin of AJ Hawk, our Hunter Renfro body double, the host of the High Low Sports Podcast, and a regular on our Thursday show, ladies and gentlemen, DJ Stewart.
Your intros are getting better. I'm starting to like them a little bit more. They're getting a little more flattering.
I stopped calling you. Listen, I will never insult you by calling you he who would not be named. So that schmuck who now coaches the Arizona Cardinals. So I will never insult you like that again. I apologize for ever doing it. I know how hurtful it must be, and that guy can literally rot in hell for costing us an easy Super Bowl win. He gave up.
Well, let's not get hasty. Let's not call it easy. Let's not go easy.
Well, I mean, we were up by 3 fucking touchdowns at halftime. And Jonathan, and the fact that Howie Roseman may or may not have put a gun to his head to get off the plane and go to get his job, probably I'm putting that into the ether sphere. I wouldn't say easy, but it was a pretty simple road. Run the damn ball, get a first down, make a stop here and there, and you win the fucking game.
You feel very passionate about this.
Yeah, I relive this nightmare every fucking time I see a football highlight.
I vaguely remember of hearing this before. Can't remember
It
when.
rings a bell. It's like we're dipping into the archives.
Might have been the last 7
Well,
shows.
Siege, listen, we have our clown of the week this week, and for Crew's benefit, we actually talked baseball before he got on. So,
Appreciate that.
yeah, I mean, listen. Well, I thought Hector was going to come on today. He just no-showed on me. I'm like, the thing was, Hector, he'll text me if he comes on like 10 minutes before the show. I'm like, yeah, fuck it, here's the link, come on. And he probably some shit to do with his family. He's got a full family, wife, kids, the whole 9 yards. So it's like, dude, shit happens, right? But I was like, Cruz is coming on. He's going, we're going to hang out tonight because football previews start next week. This is like the last summer vacation show before like it gets fucking serious. So, I don't know. I'm happy y'all are here. DJ, we have a Clown of the Week nominee, and he comes from your Indianapolis Colts. So I
That's
know
a long list.
Oh, man,
just nominate them all.
he may honestly dethrone Antonio Brown. I may have to break the air horn out.
With recent news that came out about him and his money spending, I would say that very much does trump, Antonio Brown.
Actually, Matt, if you want to talk about this story first, or you want to Clown of the Week, we can do Clown of the Week now. I don't care.
All right, let's do it now. You start up the soundbite.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Let's go, Bryce.
Mr. Bryce Harper.
That's a clown question, bro.
So I don't.
We gotta say hello to our sponsors.
Oh, my bad.
This is Clown of the Week presented by our amazing people at SeatGeek.com. Promo code BELLYUP for $20 off your first purchase. Matthew, take it away. I'm sorry, I gotta sell out here.
So we all know Jonathan Taylor's requested a trade. He wants a contract extension. Jim Irsay does not want to do that right now. He wants to be paid more. And what does Jim Irsay do with his loads of money that he has in his back pocket? He plans on spending $20 million to transport a large killer whale across the U.S. from a small enclosure in Miami, where she has lived for 53 years, from her original home in the Pacific Ocean. Irsay would send an 8,000-pound orca named Lolita back to a 15-acre netted area in Washington State, where her pod still lives. What is his infatuation with a 8,000-pound orca whale, and why does he need to spend $20 million when he can just give a small portion of that to his running back to make him happy for the year? I don't know. I don't know.
But it's not it's not just the orca. It's the comments that we had Mason basically do his shut up and dribble moment to freaking. You guys haven't heard Mason go full Fox News? Check out our show on Tuesday. He and Matt were just like, "Fuck, dude."
I wasn't expecting him to have that reaction to everything. It was funny.
I wasn't either. And then I was like, me, who leans more of the conservative libertarian type, but still thinks all news anchors are fucking idiots. I was like, dude, what the fuck?
Fun fact: I went on a hinge stinker.
Oh my god, I love it. All right, fellas. So we're obviously Jim Irsay. The nominee is for taking the only bright hope on that offense right now until A-Rich gets his shit together. And basically saying, hey, I know you're a generational type running back, but fuck you. We're not going to pay you. Oh, and I don't want to know what I want a tape of what he said to him on his little party bus. I want to see if he did like brother, listen, we're not going to trade you. We're not going to pay you. You can do a line with me if you want, but you're not going anywhere. This is happening here, all right? So go on McAfee Show, complain. I own him anyway. We're just going to call it a day, brother. Have a good night.
That's a really good impression.
It's 7 a.m. Good night.
I just loved his...
That's live feed, by the way.
I just loved his quote. It was true where he says, if I were to die today, which was funny because why did he choose that? Why did he just choose, if I were to die today and Jonathan Taylor was out of the league, like, all right, let's not jump to conclusions. I know you look like you're 100 and you've just gone absolutely insane, but, and then he's like, the league will still go on. And I'm like, yes, you're right. Like, it doesn't matter who's in it, who's out of it. It's going to be a new day every day, but like, you don't need to say that publicly because it's just not going to work out for you.
I'm watching the Site DJ's podcast from Tuesday because he brought up I thought about his because they did their tier of NFL owners, and they had a tier that says I barely know who the fuck they are. The only reason you know who the fuck Jim Irsay is because he's such a fucking moron. He's never done anything positive.
He ruined Andrew Luck's career.
He ruined Andrew Luck's career. He ruined Ryan Grigson, who's basically me and Cruz with a bench press of 450. That's what he is.
It's not wrong. Is it say that he's maybe the dumbest owner in all of now? Is that to say?
NFL,
Or one of?
I don't know, but Jerry Jones. I don't know.
No, but here's the difference. Here's the difference between Jones. The difference between Jones and Jim Irsay. Jerry Jones arguably had the best product he ever had in the late '90s. Still made America relevant. The Colts moment panning left, and they decided Andrew Luck. They became relevant. As far as Andrew Luck did everything he could to make that relevant, still never worked off, and he retired early because he refused to align around him and weapons around him, and basically he did a Hall of Fame career. And do I like Jerry Jones? No, not really. A terrible person. I think his son runs for the operation behind the scenes. Otherwise, Johnny Manziel would starting Cowboys or starting quarterback of the Cowboys instead of getting Zach Martin. But I think that Jim Irsay handled this terribly. So I think right now he's voted like worse in the league, in my opinion. He is.
That's fair. I mean, you can just.
You got a little rap effect going right now. You repeat every 8th word. I fucking love it right now. It's all good, brother. Listen, no, my biggest thing about this whole thing was like, he's your best option, and when he is healthy, Jonathan Taylor is one of the most explosive running backs I've seen since AP. When he gets going, the power, the agility, the speed, the reliability, also. And Mace was in the middle of his little shut up and dribble rant, and I said, Mace, he ran for like 1,000 yards and 11 touchdowns his rookie year. And he goes, oh. I'm like, yeah. He's the Colts offense. They had Phil fucking Rivers.
Yeah, I mean, they seem pretty content with Michael Pittman as the number 1, which I think he's a fantastic number 2.
Yeah.
But I really would have loved to have seen them gone out and just, even if they drafted somebody early, or just giving him some sort of, like, help.
Out of the number 2 receivers, I think he's like the 4th best behind Devontae, Chris Godwin, T. Higgins, and then it's Michael Pittman. I think he's like the.
You're forgetting a big one.
Ayuk?
No, you're Chris Olave.
Oh my God! Shut the fuck up.
Am I wrong? He's a wide receiver.
He's a great. Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, joining us from the area in Texas, ladies and gentlemen. At the Houston sports fan, host of the Insert Name FC, and somehow, some way is coming on Hector Flores. Hector, we're talking clown of the week is Jim Irsay versus Antonio Brown, but we're talking about somehow it dissolved into best number 2 receivers. I listed off the usual suspects: Devontae Smith, T. Higgins, Michael Pittman would be 4 in my opinion, but Cruz is arguing Chris Olave. I want to see Olave put up another great season, and he's easily surpassed.
I'm not saying he's the number 1, number 2. I'm not saying that. I'm saying, but I would take Chris Olave over Michael Pittman.
To add to Cruz's thing, if I had to start a franchise right now, and my choices were Chris Olave or Michael Pittman, I think there's a lot more upside to Olave. I feel like we've seen the peak of Pittman.
I will see. I'm just saying, as of right now, body of work still today. It's Pittman, but Olave could have an amazing season next year, and Pittman drops to 12 out of number 2 receivers, or you could be Hector and have your best player your best receiver is a kid who just beat cancer and he's probably going to beat defensive backs. So, shout out John Mechie.
I mean, don't sleep on Tank though.
Listen, I also got love for my boy Nico Collins. All right, listen, that boy is a menace.
Just need him to stay healthy.
Yeah, exactly.
I think Lazard's my number 2. I don't know what they're doing with Corey Davis. I'm assuming Mecole Hardman's a 3.
Wait, Corey Davis is
still
idea. Alive? I thought
yeah, he's still there. We all forget about. I forgot about him until yesterday. I forgot about him until.
Denzel Mims actually didn't make it out of the Jets facility. They just kind of rolled him off on a rug and chucked him in the East River.
Yeah, all he has to do is make the team, and we get a higher draft pick. And I think that's a pretty decent chance, considering they don't have Jameson Williams for like 4 games.
Yeah.
I mean, also add to it, along with the Texans' young receiving core, Xavier Hutchinson from Iowa State. I think he's also going to be very solid.
I wonder how he feels about his quarterback.
Oh my God! Yeah, Kevin Wilson from the cheap seats dropping a little nominee for this is like a little backdoor nominee. The ISU quarterback betting on his own school.
Didn't he bet on the under?
He did.
That's wild. And he's the quarterback.
Please tell me your bosses put that up on the website. I haven't been on Boss's website in about a month because it always crashes my computer. But it's not. It's just there's so much going on. It always makes the computer so fucking hot. There's so many moving ads and shit.
Dude, so quick thing. I started doing the music podcasts recently. Probably like a month ago. They put me on the project. Ever since Wiki happened. That'll. So they put me on a music podcast. Now I'm running 3 accounts, and you guys want to take a guess what my screen time will last this past week?
Oh gosh,
27 hours a day.
I'm going at least 9 hours a day.
Higher.
No.
17.
A little higher.
Wow.
18 and a half.
18 minutes. 18 hours and 22 minutes.
Holy fuck. Dude, get some blue light glasses. You're gonna fucking need them.
Dude, no, dude, I have LASIK. Trust me, I can't fuck these bad boys.
All right. Well, I mean, listen. When's your 30th birthday party? I'm coming out to visit. But shit.
Dude, I already won in 2 weeks.
Jeez.
I know, dude. Talks and skincare routine pays off.
I mean, listen. I just started using rosemary oil. My hairline's already coming back, so I'm hyped as fuck right now.
I don't have to worry about that right now.
Yeah. Dude, my biggest is not getting fat, it's going bald. So I started taking care at like 25. So I get my hair cut every 6 weeks. Get Botox every 6 months. I'm okay with it. I'm totally fine.
Hey, we can't all have a beautiful set of hair like DJ over there.
I blame Jim Irsay for that one too. That shit related to that. I'll do it too. Still
a group of Colts fan after Peyton Manning is all downhill from there.
Still a 10. It's good.
I mean, listen, you could be like my fucking cousin who literally has like hair so thick. Like I make jokes about it like it's from Archer. Like the whole thing's like barber cost me double. I make that joke about him, even though he has like this fucking weird like emo like half over his eye haircut.
I used to have that haircut. Man, I was such a hot topic kid in middle school. It's insane. I don't know if you can picture that.
Bro, he's a hot topic kid, and he's like 26, and it's fucking 23 right now. Like, I mean, listen, it's all good. He's also listen. He does copywriting as his day job, but that in landscaping. He's a weird cat. All right, we're going around the horn here. Jim Irsay for his comments again. And his actions and possibly trying to fake Jonathan Taylor onto the non-football injury list. By the way, Jonathan Taylor actually may have grounds to sue Jim Irsay if he tries to pull that shit because there's multiple disputes against him actually having a back injury. Matt dipped out for a second. So Matt will go last. Fellas, Jim Irsay or Antonio Brown for tanking the Albany Empire? AB has been reigning supreme for so long. So DJ, he's got 2 more weeks left, and AB is beating Ja's streak. No, he's got a month left. AB would have to make it to week 1 of the NFL season to surpass Ja. Ja went from March till mid-June.
Something ridiculous like that, yeah.
All I know is, fellas, we're going around the horn. Matthew, we'll start with you. AB or Irsay? Who's clown of the week?
It's Jim Irsay after the fucking Orca article, and it's not even close.
All right. Hector, come in strong, baby. What you got for – is it Irsay or is it AB?
Man, I don't know, man. AB is You know what? AB has an excuse. He has got plenty hits on his head. I think maybe everyone's gonna keep using that to at least justify what he's doing. Jim Irsay is just a wild card. You just don't know what you're gonna get from that guy. But yeah, I think Jim Irsay. Just
Have you heard the story about him with the whale?
It's incredible.
I have not, but
he's planning on paying $20 million to transport an orca whale from Miami to Washington State, probably just because he wants to, instead of paying his running back a little extra money for the season.
Well, I mean, always remember that, like, when he passes and when Jonathan Taylor passes, the Colts will still be a thing. An orca isn't.
I mean, I'll nominate myself. I've been talking to a microphone that hasn't been plugged in for 30 minutes.
So was that 20,000 or was it? I thought it was less. I thought it was 200,000.
That he was paying for the whale thing?
I thought, yeah. Hold on, I'm pretty sure it was an article.
All right, so right now, Hector's going Irsay.
How is Lizzo not up for this, by the way?
Can we do that?
I was coming with the snack for Lizzo. Oh.
I mean, we could throw in Lizzo, but like, you know what? I feel weird like taking a shot at Lizzo because I feel like somebody's gonna get me for like a body shaming thing or something. I don't fucking know.
Dude, body shaming has nothing to do with a horrible.
I think she contradicts herself. So
I read the article. I was like in shock. But usually we keep this to sports only. I guess we can give Lizzo the clown of the week for non-sports human being, but or atomic bomb stand-in. Sorry, I had to stick one in there. Sorry. Is it fucked up if somebody says I love you in Oppenheimer? Sorry, I was my only one. It's my only one. I'm sorry. I'm very. My issue with her is just promoting an unhealthy lifestyle, but that's just me. All right, DJ, you're the resident cult fan here. Irsay or AB?
As much as I hate Jim Irsay and would love to put him on there, I don't think he quite upsets AB completely tanking an entire organization. And in mild defense of Jim Irsay, have you guys seen Jonathan Taylor's agent? This is the guy that he is working with right now. This is Jonathan Taylor's agent that has been arguing with him since March. He's a popular UFC agent who has once compared taking steroids to girls getting roofied at the bar. Like that article. That is how ridiculous this guy is.
I love the Jesus. God first, ... father to a beautiful girl.
This is all you need to know about the person that they've been dealing with. So I'm giving Jim Irsay the mildest pass when you have to deal with that.
Yo.
I think Antonio Brown's
I'll give Chris Ballard the benefit of the doubt. Jim Irsay and his cocaine line.
Ballard's the grown-up in the room, guaranteed.
Yeah, I know. Ballard is like trying to separate them like that fucking cartoon with like the mother keeping the two boys apart. All right. Cruz, your vote here. I mean, I'm going Irsay because I think AB's is just kind of old news, and also you're passing on one of the best running backs of this like current generation. Cruz, what are you thinking?
It's Irsay. Look, Antonio Brown is never going way out of pocket, and bad that like I don't think it was that bad to be honest. Like we're talking about like the kid committed Auburn to Alabama, right? That's what we're talking about, right? Yeah. Like I don't think what he said was like terrible. He just said like, hey, if you want to win, why would you go there? And then that's pretty much all to know like that. So if he said that's some other ignorance, that's on me. But it's Irsay. The running backs in this league you pay. It's Nick, it's Jonathan, and it's Derrick Henry. Everyone else can take a beat until their rookie contracts are up. I don't think the Saints or the Eagles or any contending NFL team which move heaven and earth to get.
Especially Kamara is going to be out until what, like mid-October at this point?
No. Right now, from what I heard today, talking to they're expecting the suspension to be 4 games and then top down to either 3. 2 at best. So they were looking around.
I gotta talk to my buddy who works at what's that New Orleans fucking paper? I knew this kid because he used to work. He used to go to the UNH. Yeah. He works. What's the New Orleans paper? It's the New Orleans. What?
It's the New Orleans Tribune.
Yeah. So the kid got a job there because he was a big Pelicans fan. Don't ask me why. That's the reason.
Wait, what's his name?
Oh, Jesus Christ!
If you say it, then I'm gonna be pissed because I know.
he's a mailroom guy. He did not get.
So this is
It's not a
from
good
like
source, okay? I'm not
this
just really kidding.
this is who are actually at training camp who actually get everything. They know we're gonna get suspended.
So the league
Right
told
now-
him
right
4
now-
games. Okay.
Realistically, that we're hearing four games, gonna get talked down to 3 or 2. But we have Jamal Williams. Led the league in touchdowns last year. If people forget. Really good
Mike
out of the
Colbert
backfield.
2.0, baby.
Really good out of the backfield, and then we Miller at TCU, kind of a.
I do like Kendra Miller. I really do like.
Yeah,
him.
I do too. He's heads at training camp. Apparently, the Saints are calling him the steal of the draft for their draft that they got him and another named A.T. Perry out of Wake Forest. But
we got DeAndre Swift for a 7th.
It sucks because Sarah's like healthy and he's been looking really good at camp. I'm going 1. I just found out today. I'll be on the sideline for week 1 of Saints Titans. I'm excited to see what we. I got a really good feeling about this year, Jared.
I have you guys winning 10 games.
Yeah, 2 years I've been faking optimism just because I'm trying to get over
I've
losing
known
on
you
Peyton.
since 2019. Yeah. I know how you operate. This doesn't surprise me. Cruz, drop out. See if your connection can reestablish without you repeating every 45 seconds. And I'll got you. But before you leave, we have a new king! Jim Irsay is now the reigning clown of the week. For those of you who don't know the rules, if we don't have a reigning clown that can challenge, we will not nominate. But we had one this week as Jim Irsay was the title of our Tuesday show. So, with an astounding 4-1 vote, Mr. Irsay, congratulations. You are now clown of the week. Thank you, Mr. Harper, and thank you, Mr. Oxenrider. Hopefully he comes back in a minute with his connection not kicking out every 45 seconds. All right. Enough of the clown. See, I did there? A little Batman Dark Knight reference. I have this little freaking gnat flying around my office, and I'm like, it's annoying the fuck out of me. All right, rejoining us now from Chicago is Cruz Oxenrider. All right. Yeah, I mean, it's a little muffled, but it's not repeating.
Okay, good.
All right. Fellas, camp has begun. So I want to ask, since we're all fans of different teams, I'm going completely off script here because I want to hear, because we're representing a lot of different teams here. We got Colts, Texans, Jets, Saints, Eagles. This is a very diverse group of fans here. Cruz kind of started off. Cruz, your optimism is what, 10, 12 wins right now? Division title?
My ceiling right now is 12-5. My basement right now is 7-9.
That's honestly the most realistic thing I've ever heard come out of your mouth, so I'll take it. Matthew, your team has all these crazy, lofty expectations after Aaron Rodgers' arrival. What's your basement, your ceiling, your expectation? What do you got?
Basement is 9 wins. Ceiling is 12. And my realistic expectation is 11.
All right. Hector, your team is probably the most interesting this year. New rookie quarterback, new rookie edge rusher, young receiving core, a Pro Bowl caliber running back, and a couple Pro Bowlers on that defense, a Pro caliber at least, and a new head coach who's really good at scheming it up. What is the hope? What is the expectation? And what is the floor down in Houston?
I think the hope is maybe 9 wins. That's my hope. My expectations is, I think when we did the over and unders, I think they were at 6.5, and I think I said over. So for me, 7 wins. Realistic. I mean, I think they can flirt around with 5 wins to somewhere between 5 wins and 8 wins this season. But there is going to be some growing pains.
You know what, Hector, your team reminds me of the 2016 Eagles, where they had a very talented young quarterback. I will give Carson his credit. Before he hurt his knee, he was a different quarterback. And that 2016 Eagles team beat a lot of teams they shouldn't. They were a 7-9 team. They were fun. They just couldn't close games. They had a good edge rush. They had some holes on defense. I think that's what the Texans are this year. They're going to be kind of that annoying team to put away. They're going to win a couple of games. They got some fun guys on offense. They're going to score points. A lot of high-scoring games, kind of like the Deshaun Watson first Texans year before he got hurt. I like that a lot. DJ, your Colts. This one's interesting because with the Jonathan Taylor stuff and everything, we also don't even know who's starting week 1. They say, is it AR? Is it Mr. Mustache Minshew? What's happening there?
Fun fact, with Zach Moss injured and Jonathan Taylor sitting out, the most NFL carries on the Colts right now is Gardner Minshew with about 100. He's their leading carry guy, so he might have to suit up a running
Calling
back,
up playoff Lenny? Playoff Lenny?
or something, just pay John. But anyway, I think the ceiling, if JT comes in and everything clicks, you could probably get 8 wins, maybe, just because that division's a little fluctuates. I think you could pull off 8 wins if everybody bounces back and plays like they did a few years ago. Floor is about 3 wins, lots of growing pains, lots of pain there. The average, I'll go with about 5. I think AR is going to start sooner than later. He's lighting up camp. He's throwing 60-yard dots. It's going to be rough, but I think you can't not play him at this point. Let him go out there. Let him get reps. He's electric. He's got to learn. He's got to play. He played 17 college games through 3 seasons. Started 13. He's got to get out there. He's got to get out on the field. So I say let him play. You're going to stink regardless. Just let him go. Let him go throw.
Jared, do you remember what I told you back when I used to work for Tim? What he said about AR?
Yeah, it's coming back to me about AR. It was about the physical talent, right? That's what Tim was saying.
He said he has the physicality of Cam Newton, but with the playmaking ability of a Percy Harvin. So, but
by the way, folks,
can you put it all together?
By the way, folks, for those who don't know, he's referring to Tim. Krew used to work for Tim Tebow's organization. That's why, like those you don't know, like friends of the show know Tim. Crew's Oxenrider used to be Tim Tebow's employee. I also agree. I think AR is the most fun rookie quarterback in this class. I mean, the one I have the highest hope for is Hector's boy, Mr. Stroud.
Thank you.
I called him Black Aaron Rodgers, and I will not apologize for that one because everything about his style screams AR to me. It's just enough mobility, great arm talent, good accuracy. There's a lot of great stuff there with C.J. Stroud. I loved his game. I watched him walk in against Oregon, and it was not – that was like 2 years ago. I think me and Kevin were watching the game, and I was more impressed with how he played than how bad fucking Ohio State's defense was. And then he just got better and better. The Georgia game, he was phenomenal.
Yeah, the Georgia game, I think the loss is definitely not on him.
I was just like – and he could run, and he didn't run. And the Michigan game was more like Ryan Day can't call a fucking game. Ryan Day and Kevin Stefanski, I think it's like something in the Ohio water right now. Like fraudulent coaches taking advantage of talented players. Cruz, my newest theory is that Stefanski's holding back Nick Chubb and Deshaun Watson and Mari Cooper. They fire him, they'll be a 12-win team next week.
So, that's a statement. What I was going to say, Jared, is that I think Ryan Day is the modern-day Mark Richt. Can win, can recruit, can't motivate, can't win a big game. Because look what he's doing. He had all of the Myers players, and then look what's happening. He's getting all the credit.
They don't have any heart. These dudes are just – I mean, you got guys like Marvin Harrison who are, generational-type receivers, but these dudes don't have that, that defense looked dead against Georgia. They had him on the ropes.
They looked dead against Bama the year before.
Yeah, exactly.
They're missing it. They're just
yeah.
I think
you and me were texting during that first time at Michigan, the Hutchinson game. You were texting back and forth about it, and I said, "I'm like, Michigan looks like they're playing for their life, and Ohio State looks like they're half asleep." I think that's the exact text I sent you, and you were like, "Exactly. This is why they're gonna."
Sam Hartman, week 2, or week 3, whenever they play. Sam Hartman is going to light Ohio State up in South Bend.
I still think I always hate Notre Dame more than almost every school except Florida State. You know that, Cruz. So go Ohio State that week.
And I'm back to hating Florida State again, which is great. So me and you.
I am so happy you are too. God bless. All right. For my Eagles, everyone knows what the hope is. It's Jalen Hurts hosting that trophy, Super Bowl MVP. The expectation is make it back to the Super Bowl. if we lose those schmucks in the Bay who swear Brock Purdy's a top 15 quarterback, it's an embarrassment. The floor is 10-7. The problem is that roster's too fucking loaded. Even if Hurts goes down, Mariota's not a moron. But I think the problem is with the Eagles is that this is a different team. Like most teams, when they lose a Super Bowl, it's them doing it. But there's so many exterior factors that weren't on the players. Like, I went back and watched the game again with a glass of whiskey or two, right? And one of the things that stuck out to me is C.J. Gardner-Johnson was so loud the offseason. Cruz, you warned me. You said, this dude is trouble. You said he's trouble. This dude is talking so much shit. On those 2 whip route plays, everyone knows a whip route. You fake inside, roll the hips, get outside quick. To Sky Moore and to the other no-name receiver they threw to. It doesn't matter. He was horribly out of position, leaving Avonte Maddox and Darius Slay on islands. And a lot of the time, his interceptions, where he was in bad position, he relied on his athleticism to come back and get the ball. It wasn't like Ed Reed, where Ed Reed was literally sitting on the route. And it's ball hawking is not relying on your athleticism; it's anticipating. I'm actually kind of excited for Sidney Brown, who's kind of the first safety I've been excited about since like Sean Constantine or Quentin Michael. So definitely excited for this. Going back deep in the Eagles playbook here. Birds, everyone knows it. We got to shut those morons from the Bay Area up. They've been talking nothing but about that game since the game ended. And honestly, I'm like, guys, you were going to get beat by that pick. The time when Purdy's elbow, that play, he was going to get intercepted anyway. He was throwing 2 guys in triple coverage. And they don't care. They think they're like walking on. I can't.
They're my team to take the biggest drop this season. Actually,
here's the thing. I have this. So my big surprise pick. I have the Seahawks winning 12 or 13 games. I have them upset. I have them getting the title in the last week of the season because I think the problem is Sammy IC Ghost is going to struggle. Trey Lance is not an NFL caliber quarterback. Wait, Matt, we got the 4th pick. Let's fucking go.
We got the 4th pick.
In the Belly Up Fantasy League, me and Matt got the 4th pick. Let's go.
Wait, what pick did I get?
Oh, I don't know. Oh, yeah.
Are you H-Flow 15?
Yeah.
Oh, my buddy. I'm sorry, man. You got the 13th pick.
That's okay.
Whoever is
okay.
Nate.
I think DJ
14.
can tell you I'm pretty good at dominating majority of the season and then fall off at the end.
High-Low Sports is picking 7.
Are you guys drafting right now?
No.
No, somebody just randomized
We
you.
have a draft literally like hours before I go on vacation.
Oh, God.
Like, Cruz, I'm going to spend the morning
now.
doing 3 things. Working out, loading up my Silverado, and literally and then drafting. That's it. And then I drive to vacation.
Oh, Jesus. I know. We have this is my first year doing the Barstool City Fantasy League. So it's all the city accounts going up against each other. So I'm excited to see like what's gonna come between that. So we're still trying to figure out the draft order and everything, but got some good guys we're going up against. I'm pretty excited about it.
So I have one of my buddies runs a lot. I know 2 or 3 dudes who run the big Philadelphia Eagle fan accounts, like 400,000, 300,000 followers. These guys, they all do a league every year. So like, and watching them draft these teams is hysterical. They live stream it because you can see how pissed off everyone gets when they didn't get like Wentz or Hurts or Foles. It was always the funniest shit in the world. I haven't checked in on you this year, but it's gonna be fun, Matt. You and me will do the draft together. Obviously, that Sunday. We'll be on a conference call together trying to do the draft. All right. Back to the task at hand. We did expectations.
I just want to point out, you guys always pick on the soccer podcast. Just want to point that out. When it comes to these fantasy drafts.
Listen, Hector, it's not because you're a soccer podcast, okay? It just happened that you got the second to last pick.
Jesus.
Trade you. I'll take second to last if you want to have 7th.
No,
yeah, DJ got,
definitely don't
DJ
want that.
DJ got the death notice. All right, let's talk about. I want to talk about the Denver Broncos. Let me air out some laundry here. So we already talked about on Tuesday the Broncos. Sean Payton taking shots at Nate Hackett and the boys over in East Rutherford saying, "Oh, the
According to
last
rap letters.
year's coaching was a disaster. Everything was terrible. Worst coaching job ever seen." I'm looking at. I'm trying to understand this right now because the Broncos are dropping like flies, man. I'm waiting for somebody to get like a case of malaria or some fucking wild ass shit. Because Tim Patrick, I pray for this man. He's such a good route runner. He's such a great slot receiver. Kills his Achilles. He just tore his ACL last year. Then you have KJ Hamler, who has an enlarged heart. Is that what I read correctly? Or like the tissue around his heart is swelled up? Or something insane.
Yeah, the tissue around his heart is swelled up, so he's going to be missing weeks. But he got released on a non-football related injury standard, whatever they want to call it.
So basically, he gets insurance, but he's not on the roster.
Jared, I'm letting you know though, as someone who had Sean Payton for better part of almost 20 years.
I forgot I struck a chord with Krew right now.
No, Jerry Jeudy this year in that offense, he's gonna be that Brandon Cooks, Michael Thomas, Marquise Colson. He's Sean Payton.
I've been waiting for this for years, brother. Listen, I drafted him last year.
He's had defensive coaches.
I'm with Jared on this.
Yeah, he's had defensive coaches, and look, Russell Wilson was a shell of himself last year. Like it was bad. I think now with Sean Payton coming in, I think they're actually going to shock some people this year. I think they're going to finish second in the division. I think Kansas City won, Denver 2 with that defense and Sean Payton. And look, I don't buy Justin Herbert as a legit QB. I'm sorry. I think he is the most overrated quarterback in football. If you blow a 28-0 lead against the Jacksonville Jaguars, no room to talk.
I watched that play calling, Cruz. That was not him. I don't care how many hot routes you have when your coach is calling shit like that.
Buddy, if you're that guy, you call your own plays. I'm sorry. He's not all bad. He's really not.
I don't think he's top 5, but Herbert is at least a top 10 quarterback.
He's top 10.
I would take him over like Dakota Prescott and Mr. Kirk Thuggins, but
yeah. He's like,
I wouldn't take him over Hurts or Rodgers.
Roger, Burrow, Mahomes, Allen,
Mrs. Steinfeld.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot. Lamar. Yeah.
Yeah, Lamar. Like, I shit on Lamar for his lack of growth as a passer, but like, games on the line, I'd rather have Lamar than fucking Herbert, because Lamar says fucking nobody's open. Oh, it's a 20-yard gain, and now we're looking at a field goal at least. Broncos. Okay, so listen, they're already down. They only really have one legit corner right now.
Really good.
Yeah, really good one. He's literally has PS2 controllers on his knee pads. Love that, by the way. Branding is everything, kids. Remember that. But right now, they're really hinging that. Is Javonte Williams even going to start week 1? Like, I have not heard shit about his knee right now.
I heard they're happy with his progression, but I realistically, I don't see him starting week 1. I don't think that's enough time to heal. I think Breece Hall tore his ACL before Javonte Williams got injured, and Breece Hall is getting there, but I don't think Javonte's going to start week 1.
No, Javonte tore his ACL week 3 or 4. I remember because I thought my fantasy season was fucked. I ended up winning the fucking thing. See that trophy behind there? That's my trophy.
So he might not be 100% week 1, but he might be suiting up. I don't know.
I still like week 2 or 3. To me, I look at this entire roster of the Denver Broncos. You know what? My honest opinion about the Broncos here, they're going to be better than last year because last year was fucking abysmal. I still have them in 4th place. I really do. I think maybe the Raiders have a worse record, but the problem is the Chargers have so much fucking talent. They're going to win games offensively. They just won't win key games.
They are paper champions. They have
exactly. They're going to win paper games.
20 years, dude. They've had the best talent for the last 20 years. The Philip Rivers,
asking them to win the damn games. I'm asking them to win the meaningless ones. You can win 10 meaningless games a year. The Raiders win 6, the Broncos win 7, and the Chiefs win 12. That's probably how the whole division's going to go.
Well, with
And the
Jimmy G failing his physical and like him getting in fights.
Oh no, they're going to be Carson Wentz by week 1. I guarantee it.
Look, they're tanking for Caleb Williams. Caleb Williams.
Oh, I know. That's why I feel like Mark Davis is going to call up to North Dakota. Hey, Carson. Hey, he's going, what kind of hunting I got down there in Vegas?
He's going to call AJ McCarron. 100%. He's going to.
Yo, listen. Do not disrespect the man, the myth, the legend, the quarterback of the St. Louis Battlehawks.
Dude, he was my high school quarterback. We've talked about this.
I know we have. You and AJ. I know you and AJ have a thing. Now listen. All I'm saying is that with the AFC West is so fucking weird because we all know the Chiefs are going to somehow fucking end up there. They are the new Patriots. They're not going to win as many chips. They may win 1 or 2 more max over Mahomes' career because the NFL is so much more balanced than it was, and there's so much less dumb owners shoot themselves in the foot with contracts. But you still have the Chiefs being there. The Raiders, until they solve and actually draft a fucking quarterback, Caleb Williams, as Cruz aptly pointed out, even if they don't get a top 5 pick, they will trade up to go get one. Either it's May, Williams, or the kid out of Michael Penix out of fucking Washington. Even though I have not watched enough tape on him yet. I have to watch more.
So
We still talk about the Broncos?
Yeah, we're kind of in the AFC West at this point.
All right, listen. Well, I was just trying to find the game on my phone. Listen, it is obvious that the sole reason for all these Broncos injuries is because Sean Payton couldn't keep the Jets name out of his mouth. It is very obvious. So, if he just didn't say anything, all these people would be healthy.
True Jets fan.
KJ Hamler would never gotten hurt. Neither would have Tim Patrick's Achilles would be strong as could be. But this man just had to say something.
The Nat Hackett voodoo doll.
Nat Hackett. Well, I understood that part. He could have stopped that Nate Hackett. That was understandable.
You know, Elijah Moore would probably be your number 1 receiver or number 2 receiver this year had you guys not traded him and gave up on him.
You mean the one that asked to be traded and threw a tantrum when we traded him?
Well, because you guys didn't have Rodgers yet. You're still dealing with the
Where
milk
the
on it.
fuck is he?
Oh, maybe he should have kept his mouth shut when we were 5-2, 7-3, and he's like, give me the ball. Like, no, we're winning. Maybe you don't need the ball right now.
All right, where the fuck is Elijah Moore anyway?
He's on the Browns.
Oh, great! Congratulations, you're now their third target. Awesome.
Actually, yeah, he's their slot.
He is.
Because you got
It's actually probably pretty good for him,
Cedar
though.
Grove, New Jersey, and of the U, David and Njoku's healthy again.
That's actually probably not a. It's not probably a bad thing that he's a slot too. He's fast.
Yeah, Dr. Peoples-Jones and
Cruz,
Mario.
the reason for the Njoku love is because my mom is a graduate of Cedar Grove High School. That's why I love Njoku so much.
He's good. I like him.
Yeah, no. Also, I apparently he lives on the same street, like a block away from where my mom grew up. I was laughing my ass off, like, they're like, oh yeah, the Njoku lives down there. I'm like, I was talking to somebody at a deli down there while I was down visiting my grandmother. I'm like, oh shit, my grandmother grew up on Young Ave, and I'm like, and they're like, oh fuck, it's a street over.
Speaking of the U, guess who's back, baby? Jimmy Graham. Let's go.
I love that he went back to the Saints. I know he ain't gonna do shit, but maybe catch around.
I honestly thought when I saw that he was gonna sign a 1-day contract, and then I realized it was a 1 year.
Someone told me that Jimmy Graham was coming back, and I initially thought he was gonna become coach. And like the same thing you said, Hector, like sign a 1-day contract, retire, Saint, all that kind of stuff. And then there was like, oh no, he's coming to play. And I'm like, there's no way. He's like 35, 36. And then we just signed like Foster Mayu. We got Jawan Johnson. Taysom's playing. Dude, goal line sets. I don't expect, I expect Jimmy to get a couple of TDs this year, but I'm not expecting him to have Drew Brees, Jimmy Graham back in the day. But I honestly, my favorite signing of the offseason. I love Jimmy Graham so much. You don't he never should have got traded.
He's gonna have 14 yards and 9 touchdowns.
That's okay.
That's all you need from him. Just go up and dunk on people.
Dude, he's 6'7", and he can still jump.
He can still go. Just put it.
I hope and pray that he has a remotely somewhat close season to his last best year in New Orleans. He was just such. I thought he was going to be the next greatest tight end in NFL history after a couple of those seasons in New Orleans, and then he just didn't work out in Seattle. And I wish he stayed, but I just hope that we see some old Jimmy Graham now that he's back home.
I will say this is that I completely agree with you. I always thought when he came on in about 2011, same as Gronk, they were 1A and 1B. They were going back and forth between each other. Like Gronk had that great year in 2012, and then Jimmy had it in 2013, and then 2014 we were just kind of downhill. He never fit Seattle. Granted, we got Max Unger and a first-round pick out of it, which got us Brandon Cooks, and then led to other things. So, like, everything happens for a reason. I'm just glad he's home. I really am. I'm excited. I have to hop off. I got to go do social media for the Browns Jets games. I always love hanging out with you guys. Jared, I'll come on anytime I can. So,
Cruz, I appreciate you as always, brother. Next time I'm in Chicago, I got to hit you up. Or next time you're on the East Coast, text me. We'll go get a beer.
I will be all over the coast and the West Coast this fall. I'll be wherever Barstool tells me to go. I'll be there. Week 1, I will be here, but then week 2, I'd be in my tour. I'll be at Bama, Texas, and then the next day I'll be in New Orleans for Saints Titans. So
nice.
It'll be fun.
Well, hey, listen, if you can give me 24 hours, I can meet you somewhere. All right, pal?
Absolutely. All right. Love you guys. Take it easy. Take it easy.
See you, Cruz.
Have a good one.
That was the doctor writer of Barstool New Orleans and Barstool Cleveland.
Dude, Darrelle Revis let himself go.
Bro, he got
man. I haven't seen this guy from the neck down in a long time. Holy
Over
shit.
here watching the Astros Yankees game.
How's the score looking?
It's 3-2 Yankees.
Jeez, fucking, was it Prado or Martin, whatever?
I'm not sure. I literally just got on.
I fucking love Martin Prado.
Fucking, Stanton hit a 2-run home run in the beginning. I was like, oh, this is a good little start for us.
Wait,
yeah, holy crap.
Prado, that was like, he was like a guy on Diamondbacks back in the day. He ain't playing no more.
Yeah, no, that's why when I said the name, I was like, ooh, flashback. Because I remember the Yankees traded for him at the deadline like 10 years ago.
Martin Prado is our dude. He was like that, like...
He was with the Yankees for half a year, and he raked.
Dude, he was such a good hitter. He was like Eddie Escobar, like one of these like guys who just hit like doubles and home runs. Just a pain in the ass to strike out.
Oh man!
All right, fellas, we're kind of we really steamrolled ahead today, so I'll open it up now. What do y'all want to talk about? I'm good.
I'm just waiting for Dalvin Cook to make a decision. I mean, like I said, it's not a necessity. It's a want. It's not a need. It would be great to have him as insurance next to Breece Hall if he's not healthy for the first week or 2 of the year. I've heard a little.
Carter and fucking.
I know.
Zion or whatever the fuck his name is, Zion Knight or whatever.
But you know what, Zonovan Knight. But you know what? I mean, Cook at 27. I mean, I think Carter would be the odd man out. I like Carter. That's what I said. We don't. It's not a need. It's a want, but it'd be a nice want.
For a strong team who's looking like.
It's all about these running cores now.
But you know what? Now he wants to win. He's publicly said he wants to win. If you're gonna go to the Jets or the Dolphins,
go join his brother in Buffalo. You're gonna tell me that James Cook and the ghost of I believe they signed David Montgomery is gonna be a great running back for?
That's the Lions. No, I honestly don't know if maybe this is a hot take. I don't know. I don't think Dalvin Cook is enough for the Bills to get the job done this year. I think they have too many holes on that team.
They need to go get help on that.
No, I mean, I'm not trying to be like a homer or anything, but the Jets, in my opinion, have a championship defense, and they have a solid and a sufficient, I think, so far offense, and I think Dalvin Cook would make it that much more dangerous. And I think if I had to choose between Miami or the Jets right now, surprisingly, I would pick the Jets in a heartbeat to go to with Aaron Rodgers compared to Tua and that just that defense alone compared to Miami's team. But I don't know. His agent apparently tweeted a picture of Dalvin Cook at the Jets practice and said, I don't know what it was, something like he's coming soon or whatever. I don't know. So there's a lot of fucking phrasing. There's a lot of back and forth vague things out there, and at this point, it's just I just want a decision. I don't even care where it is at this point. So I don't know. I mean, we're almost at the start of the season. He's got to make up his mind soon, I think, and we're the only ones that he's scheduled to visit with.
He wanted to be an absolute boon. He'd go to the Bears, so that way he could dance on the Vikings defense twice a year.
Well,
and with Justin Fields in the back, you're gonna have a lot of days.
All right, so NFL predictions. So next, our playoff prediction, our predictions start next week. It's a 4-part series. We go up until September 1st. Obviously, DJ has been a veteran of these for the last 2 years.
Say R-Star next week too. So.
I believe Hector actually came on for one last year. I'm not sure.
I did not.
You did not. Okay, that's right. Yeah, I tried to get you on, but you could not make it. Our football prediction tour starts next Thursday. It's every Thursday show till opening night. It's wild. It's insane. We have great guests. I am so mad. I'm in the works trying to get our boy Frank Mike Smith in for one of these shows because everyone's a friend of the show. By the way, congrats Frank for getting engaged to Carmen. By the way, nice ring, brother.
Frank and Carmen Michael Smith.
Cheers.
Yeah, cheers to Frank, baby. Everyone knows
We
Frank
get
Mike is one of the biggest names in sports TikTok. One of the friends of my show. One of my personal friends and a friend of the show.
We should have asked Cruz if he can get us Frank the Tank.
Yo, shit! Listen. I was checking the Barstool. Barstool came across my TikTok today, and they're like, everyone's bringing on their girlfriend. Zach Bryan's dating fucking Brianna Chicken Fry. By the way, Eagles fan Zach Bryan. By the way.
You know who was at Jets practice the other day? One, it was Liv Stryver, the guy from Ray Donovan, who's also the voice of Hard Knocks, and then Method Man showed up.
Yeah, he also plays
What a
Favorite
group.
Yeah,
also, also like Method Man's like a big Long Island sports guy because he's a Long
dude,
Island.
Wu-Tang is big Jets fans, and I love it.
Man, I remember Fox had a TV show with Method Man and Red. It was like they moved into the suburbs. It was like the 90s, like well not even 90s, the 2000s was just a weird era of just random sitcoms.
They tried so
MTV
hard
Cribs.
to MTV Cribs, Hit My Ride. All right, fellas, the top 20 for the MLB for the NFL top 100 have been revealed. Do you want to hear it?
Oh yes.
Number 20, we have Myles Garrett. Number 19, Mr. Kittle. Number 18, Minka Fitzpatrick. Number 17, Max Crosby. 16, Mr. Diggs. Stephon, that is. Fred Warner at 15. Trent Williams at 14. Devontae Adams 13. Josh Jacobs 12. Aaron Donald 11. I swore if I saw Jalen Hurts outside the top 10, I was gonna go to Rockefeller Center and burn the place to the ground. The disrespect my boy has been getting this offseason is criminal. Let's bear in mind, my Eagles lost to the Cowboys and those fucking heathen Saints without Jalen Hurts. He played with one working shoulder and beat the Giants. Had two working shoulders, kicked the shit out of the Giants. So, all I gotta say is, enough with the Jalen Hurts slander. I'm done with it.
Shout out to honorary mention Sauce Gardner making number 23. Seattle Seahawks fans very upset because Tariq Woolen, I think, got 71 or something like that.
Also, how the fuck is the best right tackle in football, Lane Johnson, getting a 41 or something?
Quinnen Williams got
best
40.
right tackle in football for the past decade.
We're talking about the NFL 100, right?
Yeah, it's the players' vote.
This is like one of those things where it's like the worst thing in the world is having something opinion based, because like at the end of it all, no one's gonna be where they want them to be.
I know. I mean,
So I'm
listen.
sure
I know
Patrick Mahomes will be
one is Patrick Mahomes. It's probably gonna go Mahomes, Hurts, Lamar, or Mahomes, Jefferson, or Mahomes, Jefferson, Hurts, or Mahomes, Hurts, Jefferson.
Pretty sure Burrow's gonna be in that top 5 too.
Burrow's probably 4. Lamar. So no, Lamar's probably gonna be top 10 still. Even though
Lamar's already been
like
on the list.
games.
Lamar's already been listed. He's in like the 50s or 60s.
Oh, never mind. Then. No, sorry.
They did him dirty.
Burrow. Okay, so probably Burrow, Allen, Hurts, Jefferson.
I bet you I'm gonna try and predict 1 through 5. I think it's gonna go Mahomes, Burrow, Jefferson, Allen, Hurts. I bet you that's what the list is gonna go. Not saying that I think Allen or Hurts should be 5. That's just what I think, since it's by popular vote.
Oh, by the way, shout out to Eagles fans for crashing Fanatics' website and NFL Shop's website over the Kelly Greens. Fellas, I love it so much. I'll get a Kelly Green eventually. Guys, my back right now, baby. Let's go.
if you want the authentic throwback jersey for the Jets right now, I think it's like $175, and I just can't right now. I have a wedding in a month and a half. I can't. I don't know what I would tell the one next to me how I justify that, so I gotta just leave it be.
Maybe that's my wedding present to you.
Misread the decimal point. Thought it was 1750.
I don't know. I'm getting a pinky ring, so I don't really. I think I'm gonna keep the pinky ring.
Would rather me throw 170 towards your house.
Oh no! How did that pop up in the credit card statement?
Right? How did that come up in the joint
I
account?
actually gave Jared my credit card. See, B already his fiance already knows I'm the troublemaker, so like hands me the credit card, me spend credit card, hands back to Matt. Oh, what did Jared buy for me?
Right before
Give Jalen Hurts jersey.
I just want to take time to say fuck the Titans for wearing the Oilers jerseys, but I digress on that.
As a Houston man, I knew that would piss you the fuck off. You were the one person that thought, Hector's old enough to remember the Oilers, but also that's got to piss him the fuck off.
I get it. Tennessee, technically, we're the Oilers, but it's like the name is Houston Oilers. No one's going to say Tennessee Oilers. It's always going to be the Houston Oilers. The love you blue.
It's like letting the Ravens wear the throwback Browns uniforms. Like
it's like the Carolina Hurricanes wearing the Hartford Whalers jerseys.
I hate that shit, and I fucking hate both
fuck them. Well, kickoff just announced whatever the fuck you say it. So now we have football is back. I don't know if anybody has.
The off season's over.
I don't know if anybody has any specific players they're looking out for. I mean, Browns-wise, I'm looking at Kellen Mond, seeing how he's going to perform. I'm looking at Elijah Moore, seeing what he can do in that offense.
Wait,
Jets-wise,
on the fucking Browns now?
Yeah. He's starting. Jets-wise, I'm looking at the wide receiver Brownlee. He's an undrafted free agent, and he has been lighting camp up with all these insane catches. I'm looking for him. Yeah.
One fantasy sleeper. And it's kind of funny because he played for my Hurricanes and now he plays for the Eagles. But I know the Eagles offense. And this dude, I watched him in Miami. He's perfect for this Eagles receiving core. And he's kind of the new Greg Ward. If you guys need a late round pick or like a guy to snag as a free agent for an injury, is Charleston Rambo. He's going to be most likely the fourth or third receiver in the Eagles receiving core. As much as I love Quez Watkins' blinding speed, my boy has a problem with laying out for catches where Charleston Rambo bailed out De'Aaron King and Tyler Van Dyke for years. My man was like the stickum for everything bad thrown at Miami. I feel like he's going to make an easy roster spot. He got a raw deal in Carolina last year, and then he actually played amazing for the worst team in the XFL last year. So look out for him to be a possible sleeper for the Eagles. It's so sad they couldn't make Devin Allen work with that speed, but it's all good. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I'll let y'all go. Go enjoy some fucking football. Hector, where can we find y'all amazing content?
At Insert Name FC on everything, Instagram and the X. Apparently that's the new thing now. I have now developed a new addiction, and that is posting videos of goals with Nickelback in the background. So
I fucking love it.
So go check that out.
Awesome. And Mr. Stewart, where can we find you and my favorite Cowboys fans' favorite content?
You can find us on High Low Sports at all your major social media things, Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it, Instagram, all of the above. You can also find us live every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Tier Tuesdays releases every Tuesday on our YouTube channel, and Fantasy Fridays with Kelsey talking about fantasy football players to look out for. And next week we also start our prediction shows, which we go by division as well too. So we're starting with the AFC and NFC West next week. So we start that next week.
If you guys need a guest for the East, you know who to call.
We only have an hour time limit, so unfortunately, if we brought you in there, it'd take 3 hours. We've done it.
Yeah, well, if you need a guest for the other East,
I know it's suffice, you jackass.
Besides, we'll be on your show afterwards to do our predictions, so we'll get to recap them. So when I torch the NFC East, I'll have you losing your damn mind.
TJ
Oh,
do that.
new Insert Names at FC tomorrow on Friday.
Check it out. All right, and also you can find me and Matt and that dude Mason and our new intern Chris at Corner Booth Pod on all things social media from what is the new fucking Instagram version of Twitter?
Threads.
Threads. We post our shows now on Threads, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, all that shit. And also you can find me at Corner Booth Jared or Belly Up Jared, depending on the site, and Matt at Corner Booth Matt or Big Wish, depending his Twitter stuff. All right,
DJ. Guess what? Fan of the team is that the intern is?
Oh, I hope he's not a Colts fan for his own sanity.
He is not. He is another Eagles fan.
Oh, I'm sorry. You guys.
That's why he picked our show, because I was an Eagles fan.
It's okay. As I told him straight up, I was like, "Listen, Mason and I get along just fine. I'm just happy you're not a Miami fan."
Or a fucking Bills fan, Jesus.
Nah, Bills are fine. You know, I couldn't do.
We also have our introduction to Bills fans that was like Pat's wife's family is a little different. Like they're like respectful Bills fans, but like the rest of them they're wild motherfuckers, man. They're crazy. They're literally it's like going to a Kid Rock concert but a football game.
Kid Rock, what a show.
All right, gentlemen, enjoy your football Sunday. I have a Saturday off for the first time since fucking March. I am ecstatic. I will probably sleep in till 8 o'clock. I can't sleep in past 8 o'clock. My body would actually start to decompose. All right, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your evening. Shout out to our sponsors, Candidates promo code BELLY 20 for 20% off. I'm about to put another order myself. I need another Biggie bag of mint and mango. Shout out to SeatGeek, Mauler Bros, official sponsor of the Corner Booth Podcast and Belly Sports. Mauler Bros X Corner Booth hats coming soon. And Belly Up Media and Belly Sports for sponsoring this amazing show. For myself, Matt, DJ, and Hector, appreciate you stopping by. Me, Matt, and Mason will be back on Monday to drop a new show for your Tuesday commute. Enjoy your weekend, drive safe, and wish me luck. I start a new job on Monday, or my new position at the same company.
There you go.
Peace.